Welcome back to JB Reviews. As you guys saw in the thumbnail, my truck is here getting something done. Now you might be wondering, did I have the oil cooler that is failure? And the answer is no. My truck is not in for that. However, it is in for 3 recalls and an oil change. Basically, I probably should have them document the transmission too, by the way, so I may have Brian put that on the list of things to look at, but I am going to have him do the oil change and show you guys the process for that. So let's go ahead and get started. I didn't have a chance to film him changing the oil simply because I had to take care of a few things while he was doing it, but be sure to listen in on what he says about idling your truck. If you're someone who idles your truck a lot, there's something that he's going to mention that I had no clue about, and is very helpful for you guys who obviously own your own business and you do idle your truck quite a bit. But yeah, overall, you're going to see 3 of the issues we're going to get resolved in this video, and like I said, be sure to listen in on what he says about idling your truck. So this is for the tailgate, right? Yep. Alright, so if you guys don't know, there is a recall on the GM trucks for the tailgate. I guess it comes undone randomly when you're driving down the road? Yeah, it's for the switch. Okay, so the switch. So you just did one before mine, actually. Yep. Got you. So this is the first recall I have to get done. Now, are you replacing that whole mechanism there? No, it's just the... Thanks. It's just this switch right here for the upper tailgate. Ah, the yellow. Yeah. Gotcha. So we just got to take this cover off to get to it. Okay. Huh. Looks like a pretty straightforward install for the most part. Yeah. Yep, that switch right there. Pop it out the front. Oh, nice. Just as easy as that. So this is what has to be replaced. I haven't had any issues with this so far with my truck, so that's one good thing to say. And then you have your lights, and then your camera on this too. And that's the new switch? Yep. Nice. Pop it in there. And... Too easy. Yep. Well, that one's all done. Right, everything works. All the lights. Oh yeah, good stuff. Very good. Now I will be honest, I did step away for a second. He has already drained the oil, but this oil is probably only a few thousand miles. And the next one I do, I'm probably going to switch over to the Banks oil pan, so I'll probably give you guys a more detail of the inside of everything, so stay tuned for that. But he's going to pretty much refill here and check the levels, and then yeah, we'll go move on to the next recalls here. Yep. As long as you're getting your oil changes regularly. Synthetic is good, I think, on the older trucks, but yeah, we haven't seen any issues. I mean, as long as you get your oil changed regularly, yeah, it's like the only difference with us, the synthetic that we sell is 540. We don't even have synthetic in 1540. Really? Okay. Yeah, I don't mind the conventional. And then the 1540, but like I said, I mean, as long as you get your oil changes regularly, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, see, I'm at 3,000 to 5,000 miles, guys, so for me, yeah, that's why I use it. I think I talked about this in another one, but if you idle your truck a lot, yeah, because GM does it based on hours more so than mileage. So if you're like have
a crazy amount of idle hours, sometimes they'll actually kick you out of warranty because the idle hours equate to over your warranty mileage.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So if you don't, so like, it's 1 hour is equal to like 33 miles is what they're what they're gauging it off of. So I mean, if you idle your truck for 3,000 hours and you only have 20,000 miles on the truck,
that could put you out of warranty. I did not know that, dude.
Yep. So if you idle your truck a lot, you got to do your, unless you do your oil changes more regularly. It'll it's like based on the interval as of how many miles it should be.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the work trucks, and it causes a lot of regen issues too. A lot of those work trucks, they just idle them all day, and it causes a lot of issues with the emission system because it'll just sit there and they don't ever have a chance to regen. They just sit there and accumulate soot, and then you're putting a DPF in it. And
there you go. See, thank you for that. I had no clue. I don't idle that much, but that's good for guys out there who don't know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. If you're idling a lot, you got to get your oil change done more regularly, and drive your truck.
Keep the DPF clean.
Yeah. But you take care of your truck, it'll take care of you.
Yep.
Don't idle it.
So this is going to be a PF63 filter. They don't have the PF26 here, so if you are concerned about this, I would recommend maybe just getting some offline. That way you can bring them in. But apart from that, it is what it is. So I'm probably not going to have this oil for more than a couple thousand miles because I am planning on doing the Banks oil pan, as I said. So I'm not too concerned about it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to probably start running the PF26 in the future, and I'll have more volume of oil too in the process. Man, now I don't know if you guys remember when I took my truck off-road, I got this thing pretty muddy, and this truck cleaned up pretty good. Frame looks pretty good on here. Pretty good on brakes too. These are in really good condition. Huh. Alright, so now we have to do a program for the next 2 recalls. So what's the other 2 recalls here?
Serial data gateway module. That one we were just having issues with, like, the serial data gateway wouldn't communicate with a bunch of modules, so it's setting a bunch of codes. And then this other one, the no lock remote start, I believe that they were just remote starting them without locking your truck. I could be wrong.
That sounds correct, actually.
Yeah. Which obviously you don't want your truck to be unlocked while you're remote starting it, because you don't want it to get stolen.
Absolutely. Makes sense. Although, I mean, you have to push the start button with the key in there for it to do anything, but I mean, I don't know, maybe someone noticed that you can get around that too.
Yeah. That's a smarter brain than me.
Yeah, so this is just all on the air updates, basically. Got you. Okay. So that was pretty much the only mechanical thing on there was the tailgate. So the tailgate had the button here that got replaced. And then the other 2 recalls are just over the air. So he's pretty much plugged into the OBD right here with this guy. And it's just plugged into my truck. So everything else will just get updated online. You learn something new every day. I had no clue that the manufacturers can actually monitor engine hours and equate that to 33 miles for every hour. So for those who do idle a lot or own a business and have a lot of guys driving their trucks, might be something to consider, you know, mentioning, like to get those oil changes a little bit sooner. But yeah, manufacturers, they can find a lot of ways to weasel out of paying warranty. I've seen it done before. I've seen a few manufacturers out there that will look for ways to avoid paying expensive warranty repairs. It's happened. It's very rare, but it happens. So keep an eye on stuff like that. So definitely appreciate Brian mentioning that on the video. But I am a little disappointed with my truck. I mean, there's been a lot of recalls. I want to say these are the 3 that I've done, and I think I've done 2 before these. I couldn't tell you what they were, but I remember doing some other recalls. I've also had some issues with my mirrors not working, or lights going out on my mirrors. One, the tow mode would not extend, and then on one of them, the lights wouldn't come on. But yes, definitely been my favorite truck so far, but it's been my worst in terms of just reliability and just overall quality, not reliability, because all the stuff that he mentioned for the recall, I've had no issues with. I think that whenever I've remote started my truck, it just locks automatically. So, and I only knew that when I go to unlock it, I have to push the button. So yes, definitely a weird time in the automotive world. Cars are just not as good as they used to be, for sure. So you want to do as much extra maintenance that you can and just check things. I even check my engine oil now. I never really did in the past. I do now. I check it, I inspect it a little bit, and even more so now I'm checking that coolant reservoir inside the engine bay to make sure I don't have oil substance end up in there, because obviously that's the oil cooler failure happening. But other than that, this truck has been great. It's definitely been great. I actually have gotten lucky not having to deal with some of the recalls. I'm not sure if you guys remember that the roof would start to separate, and then they have to do some work to it and then repaint the roof. I am so glad I didn't have to deal with that. So glad, because I definitely would have traded my truck in, because again, having to repaint the roof, you can never really match paint after you've had it painted before. So yeah, hope this video was helpful. I definitely plan on doing an oil analysis, and I will get the oil pan from Banks hopefully, so I can show you guys how to install that. You guys know Josh at Truck Stuff. He's a master tech for Ram. He'll probably put it in for me, and you guys will get a nice detailed look at how to do it. It's not an easy install though, so yeah, I think that video will be helpful for someone who might want to do it at their house, and we might try to do it in that same platform versus just doing it at the shop. That way you guys can really see how easy or hard it is to do it at your house, because you have to lift the front axle. There's a lot of work that you have to do to get it out too, so, and it's not an easy install. It's not something I would do personally. But be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hopefully I'll have Brian back on soon. I know he's probably going to get some good work in at some point. I want to see some of the 5.3 and 6.2 gas engine repairs, like if they do replacements, like if they have any cam lifter failures. I want to show some of that. I haven't seen one. I mean, they've done quite a bit at the dealership, but I haven't had a chance to actually go there when they pull the engine and you can see the cams or the lifters failed. So yeah, looking forward to seeing some videos like that. So stay tuned for that as well. See you guys soon. Why did I hold up 3 fingers? 2 fingers. Peace.